Hello friends, this is Hatim Rampurawala, and in this video we will discuss uh, costing, that is Scmpe CA final case study number 3 from chapter 13. uh, Earlier two case study, first and second, had already been uploaded on the channel, and now we are revising case study number 3. Okay. This case study deals with Porter's value chain model versus value shop model. Is just a comparison, or which model would better suit the this question. See, Westwood solar solution. Hmm. Which model or which approach would be best suited for this industry? So we will go through the question, go through the case study. Westwood Solar Solution has mastered the art of developing the solar domestic water heater that fulfills the customer needs. Westwood designer and the product developer focus on the solution to get rid of the everyday hassle and transform this into the pleasant experience. So they are developing solar heaters and which fulfills the customer need, and they also provide these solutions to get rid of the everyday hassles and problems. WSS also has a wide service network that span the length and the breadth of the India, so they have wide reach to ensure that the good care of the customer and the product. By providing a prompt and a pleasant service experience in past, WSS has a dominant position in the Indian market. So by this quality service, they had a dominant position in the industry market. Over the past 4 years, it has found that its profit and its share in the market have came down. So in the past 4 years, they had seen that even though they are providing a quality service, their profits and the share market share, which was wide reach among India, is coming down. WSS has the business model comprising of the 4 steps. Firstly, the WSS highly qualified and the skilled experts visit customer location to identify and design the appropriate heater as per the customer requirement. So this company, the business model is that they visit to the customer, they see the requirements, as per the requirement of the customer, they build the water heaters for them. WSS experts are recognized as the best in the industry, and the customer agree that they produce the most effective solution to their complaints. So as per the customer requirement, WSS provides the best quality of the water heater in the industry till now. At WSS in the at WSS in the laboratories, the heater design goes through the, this is the second step. So this is the step. So first they visit, then second, at the laboratory, the heater design goes through the intricate and the complex and dynamic process. So it goes through the certain processes. Prototypes are developed on the basis of discussion in the previous steps with the customer. Therefore, thereafter these prototypes are tested. So it is built, tested. Once a final design is decided, such a design is passed to the manufacturing division for the production. So this step involves designing, proper designing as per the customer requirement, and then the actual production starts. When the WSS manufacture the appropriate solar heater to the described specification and install at the customer location, then they manufacture the appropriate heater to the desired specification and install it to the customer location. After the heater installation, WSS render um annual maintenance services, for which it is well known in the industry. And after the installation also, they provide the after sale service, for which they are also known. So they are known for the best quality product, they are known for the after sale services. WSS customer pays a total price of manufacture and the initial installation of the solar water and an annual maintenance charge. After that, the total price are quoted before design work begins. Sorry. WSS customer pays the total price for the design, manufacture and the initial installation of the solar water heater. So they pay for these prices and an annual maintenance. So so for designing, building and installation, they pay one charge, and the other charges for an annual maintenance charges. After that, the total price are quoted before the design work begins. So at the beginning only the entire price being decided, and what is it, discussed with the customer. So what would be the price of the total installation, and what would be the annual maintenance charges. Annual customer appreciate the although the customer appreciate the high quality of the solution provided by the WSS team, there however they are they are complaining about the overall prices are high. So even though the customer is satisfied with the quality, but their complaint is that the price is very high. Customer have said that although other supplier do not solve their problem as WSS, they do charge less. Constantly the WSS has lower down its prices to compete in the market. So what the WSS has also done, they had reduced the price because it was customer were not preferring WSS just because they were charging high, and the other competitor, though they were not providing the quality product, but they were charging a less amount. So there is a doubt that the manufacturing and the installation stage of the business model are not contributing sufficient to the firm. So after the analysis they had a doubt in the company, the top manager, or after analysis they had a doubt that this the manufacturing and the installation is not contributing to sufficient to the uh, uh, sufficient to the firm cost at the both stage are going high. Because the cost of both stage are going high, so their contribution is much less. The partner of the WSS have considered that this situation should no longer continue, and recommended that the value chain analysis to be conducted as to identify the uh, way forward for the WSS. So the partners have said to implement the value chain analysis, which value chain analysis concept speaks as which it helps to identify the non-value added activities so that the company can eliminate that, so that there would be a cost saving. So they had said to implement WSS, value chain analysis. Although majority of the partner are in the argument with the proposed value chain analysis, however senior partner W was has stated that the value chain analysis is inappropriate idea. She says that she has heard a number of the criticism of the value chain model. So the senior partner W, which says according to her also this is inappropriate, because she says that she has heard the criticisms about value chain model. Assuming yourself as a management accountant of the WSS, answer the following questions. So this was the whole case study, that they provide a quality services, they provide quality manufacturing of the design, but as in the past few years there was a decline in the market share and the profits, as the customer were realizing that they are charging high from the competitor. So to overcome that, they had also reduced, WSS has also started reducing its price, and now the managers are like it to introduce the value chain model, but the senior my partner says that she has heard a lot of criticism, so that this model would be inappropriate. So now what the questions required part is, discuss the benefit that accrues to the WSS after conducting a value chain analysis. So what would be the benefit? Discuss the criticisms of the Porter value chain model in the context of WSS, which the senior partner was claiming that there were criticisms. So what are the criticisms exactly of value chain model, and explain the other form of value chain analysis that may be more suitable for the WSS. So since it is a service based industry, that they provide service, they visit to the customer, they see the they understand the requirement, manufacture, and then uh, provide the heater, then provide after sales service. So this is uh, a, a type of service based industry, that they are providing services to the customer. So which model would be preferable? So over here the alternative would be the value shop model, value shop model instead of value chain model. So we'll go question go for the first question, that discuss the benefit that accrues to the WSS from conducting a value chain analysis. solution that there are following benefits accruing to the WSS through the value chain analysis. First, value chain analysis is the process by which the firm identifies and analyzes the various activity that add value to the final product. So it helps in identifying which activity add value to the final product. The idea is to identify those activities which do not add value to the final product, thereafter eliminating such non-value added activities. The analysis of the value chain help a firm in obtaining the cost leadership. So once they identify which all are the non-value added activities, they eliminate that, and it helps the firm in obtaining the cost leadership because they are saving the cost. They it helps the firm in obtaining the cost leadership, and thereby improving the and thereby improve the product differentiation. For the WSS, the value chain can provide with more unambiguous picture of the value of the manufacturing function as pre-received by the customer. What they said, for the WSS, the value chain can provide with more unambiguous picture of the value of the manufacturing function as pre-received by the customer. Okay, then this model also helps in analyzing the other firms within the same industry. By this model value chain, we understand the other firms also within the same industry, as the WSS observed that the other industry in the other firms in the industry are considered to be more cost effective. So by this we are understanding that the other firms are charging less, they are more cost effective in terms of manufacturing. It may plan to use the value chain model to examine the reason for the same. So they are using, so it is the benefit that by value using the value chain, we can also identify which activity are um, leading to our product being manufactured at a high rate, and since we are charging high price, so we will examine the reason for the same by using this model. Then the value chain will assist the WSS to determine the way to get the best approach toward the developing of the high level competitive performance. These model assist the firm in finding the ways to develop the higher level of the performance. By this value chain, we will it assists the firm in identifying the ways to develop the higher level of the performance, either by cost leadership or the product differentiation. Right now the WSS is in the situation wherein it is being defeated on the price by some of its competitor. So over here the WSS is challenged on the price side. अरे शुगर यार तुम नहीं मानी जो तो जाओ तुम्हें sorry, we will again go through this paragraph. This is the third benefit. First we had read to identify the value and to eliminate the non-value added, so that there would be a cost leadership and improved product differentiation. In second, we had studied second point of benefits. We had studied that they are using the value chain analysis to understand uh, the uh, the problem as such, that the other industries, other firms in the industry are charging are much more cost effective, and it planned to use the value chain, and the companies plan to use the value chain to examine the reason as such, exactly what all are the reasons that where the company is incurring the extra cost. Third is the value chain and will assist the WSS to determine the ways to get the best approach towards the developing higher level of the performance. It is helping for the best approach towards developing and assist the firm in identifying the ways to develop the higher level of the performance, either by the cost leadership or the product differentiation. So by it helps to identify how the company can be the best from the competitor, either by the cost, how the company can provide a competitive advantage, can get a competitive advantage, that is by cost leadership and product differentiation. Right now the WSS is in the situation where it is being defeated on the price by some of its competitor, as mentioned in the question. However, however, is recognized as the best solution provided to the customer problems. It is providing the best solution, but then though it is the price charge is much high, though the detailed value chain analysis, through the detailed value chain analysis, WSS may be able to ascertain the reason of falling down in such a situation, and the partners may be able to take the decision regarding the future vision of the firm. So the benefit over here is by applying the value chain analysis, it will help identify where the firm is lacking on the cost side, and it will help the managers, and the manager will be able to take the decision, and by that the manager would be able to take the decision regarding the future vision of the firm. Then uh, through these analysis, WSS may apply the other relevant management technique as well. Post value chain analysis, WSS will be in the position to decide whether it is worthwhile to continue the technique of the benchmarking process performance against its rival, to develop an information system strategy to carry out the business processes. After that evaluation, they will apply other methods also to identify the activities to carry out the business process re-engineering. So various models they have said, mm, that though through this analysis, WSS will apply the other relevant management techniques as well. That is post value chain. After the value chain, WSS will be in the position to decide whether it is worthwhile to continue the technique of the benchmarking. Then benchmarking again, it's rival, that is process and performance benchmarking. Then to develop the information system strategy, second, and third is business process re-engineering, or to adopt the activity based management. Further, further WSS may decide to outsource manufacturing and keep the focus on the design and the services, as their expertise in design and services, that is. So other activities whether they can outsource by means this all are the solutions, like benefits which value chain analysis provides. So they are identifying, okay, whether they should focus on just design and service, and outsource the other activities by the other activities. Then this technique may be appropriate for the WSS, as by outsourcing the manufacturing, WSS may be able to focus on its core area for which it is well known in the industry. Then value chain analysis will also facilitate the development of the performance matrix. It will help in development of performance matrix for the WSS. By developing such a matrix, WSS may be able to identify which aspects of its business model are not contributing to the overall value and the profit of the firm. So by applying the value chain analysis, the simple concept is to identify the non-value added activity, as said over here, and that do not contribute. So by eliminating that, the firm will able to generate their profits, means that would be the cost saving. uh, Sorry. Although currently WSS has suspicions that the manufacturing and the installation are weak part of its operation, as mentioned in the question, that manufacturing and operations are the weak part. Development of the transportation as appropriate metrics would development of the transparent and the appropriate metrics would enable the WSS to recognize whether the value and the profits are being added in the business model or not. And by this entire, again the same conclusion, so they will identify by using the value chain analysis model, that the firm, by eliminating uh, those activities which are not value added, whether the firm is able to make the profits, add that it is recognizing the value and profits are being added to the business model. What the last sentence they have said is, although currently WSS has the suspicion that the manufacturing installation are weak part of the operations, development of the transparent and the appropriate metrics, the one they had discussed, to develop proper appropriate metrics to identify value non-value added activity, though would enable the WSS to recognize where the value and the profits are being added in the business model. Okay. Now the second question they had asked is the criticism about the value chain analysis. So the one which we read is we discussed currently is the benefits. Now we are going to read the criticisms of the value chain developed by the Michael Porter. Mm. First, this value chain analysis cannot easily applied to the firm belonging to this sorry value in depth analysis, of the business, which is required for a full value chain analysis. We will again read this second point. Often this model is seen as a complicated, thus value chain analysis seem to be complicated, perhaps could be the source of frustration for the management of the firm, as it is a little complicated. Although the staff of the WSS includes the bright and intelligent expert, they may not see the in-depth value analysis of the business which is required for a full value chain analysis. So the proper knowledge, proper application of the valuation analysis will give a best result, but since it is a little complicated, the result can't be effective from applying the valuation analysis. Then this analysis has a linear approach and ignores the concept of the value network. It is a linear approach and it ignores the concept of value network. Then this criticism is specifically relevant to the WSS because its major business resort to the cooperative relationship that experts have with their customer, the one which they visit to the customer for at the initial stage, the after sale services which they have. So it is more based on the service part, that they have a good cooperative relationship with their that the expert have with their customer. If the WSS decide to outsource the manufacturing and focus on the design and the services, this will become more even relevant, where the relationship are upmost important. So the main business core lies in the this designing activities and the providing after sale services, and not the manufacturing. So they are of the view that they can outsource the manufacturing activity, since that itself was, as mentioned in the question, it is much it is becoming costlier and not contributing to the profit. Then often the value chain analysis is perceived as time consuming and expensive as a whole. Value chain is a time consuming as a whole, and it is complicated as well, as mentioned in the earlier point. However, it is analysis, if the analysis is to be completed timely, there will be a requirement of the reliable data such of the cost of the component in the business model. However, in the absence of the good capturing system, this model could prove to be the costlier process. So in terms, sometime if it isn't applied properly, or the outcome isn't effective, so this model can be much costlier for the company. um, uh, then the result were expected to be good, it can be costlier as well. uh, After completion of this process, still there is no guarantee that the process leads to have upward trend in the profitability, where it does. So after so what they are stating is that even after applying the value chain, it does this technique or this approach does not guarantee the upward trend, means increase in profitability. Means it is not that the firm will actually identify the value added, non value added, whether they will apply the process first of all effectively, as it is complicated. So the outcome can't be said that it cannot guarantee that it will have the upward trend or it will generate a profit to the company. It and where it does, it makes some time in its realization. Okay, WSS requires to acknowledge that the nature of the the third question was explain the other chain analysis that may be more suitable for the WSS. So as we had seen that WSS is a service based, means service, but the main focus, the core area of the business is service. They provide after sales service, they provide a proper designing service. So they had asked for the alternative method. WSS require third part, WSS requires to acknowledge that the nature of the business is turning from the manufacturing zone to the solution provider and the professional service firm. From this point of view, it would be better for the WSS to analyze its business using the professional services value chain, value shop model. The concept of the value shop comes into lime limelight, holding and the hand of the Charles B. Stable and Austin D. Fegelstad, Fagelstedt in 1998. This concept aimed to serve the firm from the service sector. So this concept value shop model is actually for the service industry, as a value chain is for generally for manufacturing and retail, we can say. This only deals with the problems, figure out the main areas requiring the services, and finally come with the solution. This approach is designed to solve the customer problems rather than creating the value for producing product from the input of the raw material, output from the input of the raw material. So the major difference, if I say, is in value chain, the main focus value chain is divided into two: primary activity, secondary activity. Primary is conversion of the raw material inputs into the output, and secondary activity, the infrastructure, procurement, human resource, and technology, which help the primary activity in achieving so, that is conversion of input into output. And the value shop model, which is more attractive to the service sector, is do not focus on this conversion of the raw material from input to the output, but focuses on the problem finding, problem solution, rather than creating of an output from the input. Then value shop mobilizes the resources, say people, knowledge, to solve the specific problems. uh, if we say, uh, the primary activities of uh, value chain and value shop are different, but the secondary activity of value chain and value shop are the same: the procurement, technology, human resource, and the infrastructure thing. But the primary activity are different. So the primary activity of value chain analysis are value chain analysis, inbound logistic operations, outbound logistic, marketing and sales, and services. But the primary activity of value shop model, that is tilted more towards the service, that is which is actually for service sector. The primary activities are problem finding, problem solution, choose from this problem solution, then choose the specific appropriate solution, control, and last one is, wait a second, if execution, yeah. So these are the five primary activities of value shop model. We will read the second last para. Value shop model mobilizes the resources, say people, knowledge, and the money, to solve the specific problems, such as delivering a solution to the business problem. So this model generally provides a solution rather than a conversion of input into output. This shop model is iterative, involving the repeatedly performing a generic set of activity until a solution is reached. It performs a generic set of activity, means it performs the activity again and again until a solution is reached. The secondary activity in the professional service value chain have same supportive activity as those of the Porter's value chain. As I said, the secondary activities are the same. However, the primary activities are described differently to recognize the different nature of the service oriented business. So as it is a service oriented linked, or for the service oriented business, the primary activities are different. In the value shop, primary activities are performed in the circle within the firm to perform a generic set of activities, iterative, before reaching a conclusion. As said earlier, it performs the activity for reaching to a particular solution, finding of the solution to the problem. Since the WSS team communicate with the customer to find a solution before testing a developed prototype, so they will find in the value shop compatible and effective model to use. So value shop would be generally be more preferable for this WSS, for that value shop would be best to implement in the WSS instead of value chain model, as it is focused on problem finding solution, and as it is based on the service sector, based for the service sector industries. So we are done with case study number 3. In next video, further onwards, we will proceed with 4, 5 up till 19. Thank you.